My husband betrayed my trust. We have been together for about 10 years, married for 2. And while we were still dating, he betrayed my trust. But throughout all of that time, after it happened, we ended up getting married. So how did we rebuild that trust in our relationship? First and foremost, it took a lot of time. And as a dating and relationship coach, I can absolutely understand that rebuilding trust is very, very hard. It sometimes feels like it's absolutely impossible, and sometimes it is. But with the right work, with the right tools, and with the right support, and with the right partner, you can absolutely rebuild that trust. So how? How were we able to rebuild the trust once it was broken and come out of it actually way stronger than before? First, a little bit of context. The trust that was broken, it was emotional infidelity. It broke my heart. It tore me apart when I found out. And he didn't tell me it happened. I found out that it happened, And I honestly did not think that we would overcome it. But with a lot of self-awareness, a lot of work, a lot of honesty, a lot of hard conversations, we were able to overcome it. And this is exactly what we did. First and foremost, I got very, very clear on what I needed from my partner in order to actually rebuild that trust in our relationship. Then I openly communicated it to him and asked him to validate if he was going to be able to provide that for me. Because when you are working on rebuilding trust, 3 things matter most. Your words aligning with your actions, always, always, always keeping your promises, and always being fully transparent. My partner was also always open to the dialogue if we needed to have a conversation about what had happened. If it was still bothering me, even if it was a year ago, even if it was like 2 years since it all happened, even recently we had conversations around what happened because I just needed to talk about it a little bit, right? And my partner never once said, "Oh my God, why are we talking about this again?" He held space for the conversation because he knew it was important to me. Also, a really important aspect of us rebuilding trust was we had to recognize why the trust was broken to begin with. And a lot of the times in long-term relationships, it's not only one person's fault. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes it's not. Often the trust is betrayed, whether it's emotionally or physically, because something is missing in that relationship. And it's your responsibility as a couple, if you choose to stay together, to figure out what was missing so you can now make sure that you implement it in your relationship regularly and consistently. You also have to be patient when it comes to rebuilding trust. It takes time. It takes time because the main component of actually regaining your partner's trust is consistency. You have to do the things more than one time. You have to make sure your words align with your actions more than once. You have to make sure you keep your promises more than once. And you have to make sure that you are fully transparent more than once. And I always tell my clients, 1 of 2 things will eventually happen if that trust is betrayed. You two will either grow closer together than you have ever been if you overcome it and put in the work, or the relationship will end.